Hey everybody, it's Pete. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, January 26, 2021. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of today's best stock picks. And today we're kicking off earnings. There's a big slew of earnings today, starting out with General Electric. We'll actually run down the bigger list, but General Electric is pretty interesting right now. New management, new commitment, free cash flow, $11. That's pretty interesting, a little bit longer term. It's kind of fun actually to be talking about some of these longer term blue chip stocks and even stocks that I traded back in the day when I first started trading stocks full time back in 2000. It's interesting to have General Motors back into the fold. Intel actually exploding, pull back a little bit after earnings, but the stock is definitely in play. So it's kind of fun to see these older names, stocks that I kind of grew up with, so to speak. So we're going to take a look at General Motors, and here's the theme of today. We're not going to talk about GameStop. I'm going to stay away from all that nonsense. There's a lot of conversations around that. Quite frankly, it sounds exciting, but quite frankly, most people should not be trading that kind of volatility. When a stock goes from $20 to $160 in a week and a half, that's not the volatility you want to be involved with unless you're a really experienced trader at your screen looking to make some quicker trades where you're good at making quick decisions. It was funny in a trading perspective yesterday. We were looking at, you look on the right side of your chart and you see stocks moving in, 50-cent increments or $1 increments, depending on how your charts are set up. And GameStop yesterday actually had $10 increments on a 5-minute candle. It was just crazy in a good way if you're an active trader, but not crazy in a good way if you're not an active trader, but you tried to get involved because you probably got hurt. And that's not what we want to do. The whole point of these trades, the whole point of our discussions here is to put you in the right stocks that for you personally have the right volatility and the right liquidity. So all of the ideas that we discussed, then it's up to you to determine which of these ideas match your goals, match your resources, and all of that kind of stuff. So I want the theme of the day today is because of the craziness that the market just got crushed yesterday, clawed its way all the way back. We'll take a look at an intraday chart in case you don't happen to be watching the market on an intraday basis. It's trading a little differently right now. I'm not calling a top, but I am saying the market is not as viciously bullish right now as it was for a while. And look, the market's been screaming. We've been making new all-time highs of percentage gains for almost a year right now, coming off of the pandemic. If you start in March, going to now roughly 10 months, it's been pretty amazing. So if we get a pullback, it's a natural function of the market. It's just a part of what happens on a regular basis. There's profit taking, sectors fall out of favor, rotation goes into other ones. Good traders, though, that's where we're on top of our game. And we actually posted a video today on Stocks for Breakfast about tracking the right sector rotation, being in the right industry groups. So the theme of today are one individual industry group that kind of spiked up. Now we needed to pause. We needed to hold that up there through this level to confirm the breakout, maybe a day or two, setting up a new trade. And then we have a different industry sector, industry group that was on fire since November. Earnings came out, took a little bit of a break for 3 to 4 days. Now we're going to start to look to build a new long position in those. We also had a couple of other stocks that had what we call fuel, which is a pretty significant breakout from a consolidation and starting to look for some follow through. So let's head on over to the charts. By the way, if you could do me a favor, if you find these videos helpful, please subscribe to the channel. This way you get updates, and I really appreciate it. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to have a conversation about anything we discuss in the videos, absolutely feel free to leave a comment, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, so we're going to hop on over. We're going to start out with the conversation about GE. So you can see here, earnings actually did come out already. They missed. However, this is the big thing, cash flow. We actually had similar conversations about Netflix recently. So they missed, but shares jump. It's all about guidance. So if we head on over and we take a look at GE, last time I looked, I think it was up about 5% pre-market. Now it's actually up 7%. And again, $11 stocks, something to be interested in here. If we zoom out on a little bit longer time frame to get some context, this area, the $6 area where it just bounced and almost doubled right now, is interesting. We got to get above, for me personally, I want to see us get above 12 and stay at 12. Then you're looking at the move to $30. So what's the trade right now? What's the expectation? The 7% move higher is awesome, but you can see that we're trading into 12. It's the last place sellers did something significant. Now, obviously, that was pandemic related. However, we've clawed our way all the way back up there. Now it looks interesting. Over 12, maybe in the 13 area. Then I'm going to start looking for a position up to the $30 area, maybe a little bit longer term trade than we normally do, but it's interesting. Here's what I want to talk about as far as the market yesterday, in case you had not been actively trading and just looked and saw what the quote was at the end of the day, where it actually finished slightly positive yesterday, which was just really insane compared to this yesterday and navigating this with everybody in our community, which thankfully everybody is really disciplined, focused, and trading like a pro, where you understand where to take your stops, you understand when to add to positions, you understand when to be in cash. That's the big part of working with the community, is all conditions change, and really understanding how to navigate those conditions. That's really where you see your account grow month after month, because you're not throwing money away because you're bored. You're getting into cash when conditions change, and then you learn how to hold some of those bigger winners longer. So again, if you're not day trading, it doesn't matter. Just wanted to give you context for how I'm talking about when I say the market's changing a bit. So first thing we want to talk about are some of the stocks that are setting up for new trades. And we said LENNAR, we briefly mentioned these last week, the home builder stocks. They're a little bit, the tape is a little bit long in the tooth. The tape has exploded a little bit too much. We want to see it get above this level, 84, 85, and stay there. It seems to be staying there, but I want a spot to manage risk. Yesterday's gap was really good, especially strong close. Same thing we hear with Toll Brothers and KBH as well. Now, because the tape is saying that you're a little bit long into the normal move for the stock and with the breakout, I'm looking for these stocks that I just mentioned to stay here for maybe a day, two at the most, and then give us a better spot to manage risk, looking for the next move. The sector that we are looking at right now are financial. So JP Morgan came very close to trading into a bullish U-turn yesterday, but again, you see it pulled back roughly $12 and had a nice reversal yesterday. Morgan Stanley as well, Goldman Sachs, and rounding it off with Citigroup. So all of these, we're looking for confirmation today. We're looking for the candlesticks to go well bid, and then looking for new entries. Stocks that actually traded into what we would call fuel, where they reversed a little bit. We'll start down with this list, AMWL. So you can see, again, we did a video today on 1 day worth of price action is not enough. It's not a deep enough commitment, but this is a start. It's something to pay attention to. BYND, which trades very well when it gets good news. You can see it finally punched through that 144 level. Now we're looking for the next move. I don't think we're going to get back up to that 196 level. However, a good, reasonable expectation is 175 in that area. Upwork, again, sticking with the stocks that look clean, are giving us consistent, are giving us follow through and closes on the high. I like this breakout. Again, though, it's the first day of a breakout where the market's looking a little bit, I'm not going to say toppy. I'm going to say different. I want to see this stock trade above yesterday's high and close there, and then start to look for a new position. And one that was called out in our community yesterday, VIAC, which was trading incredibly well yesterday and pulled back with the rest of the market. I like this one long here as well. As far as earnings are concerned, my gosh, there's a big list. AMD today, but I think the one that everybody's going to be watching the most is Microsoft. Microsoft finally punched through the 224, 226 level that we've been watching, seems to be staying there. So we're looking for trading Microsoft as long as it stays above that 226 level. So there's a lot to unpack right now. Earnings season's about to give us some really good, clean, amazing trades. Again, the way that we trade earnings, I generally don't trade them into earnings unless I already have a head start and you get a nice boost after earnings. But for me personally, again, I don't like to have all this gray hair. So as I get older, I try to find easier ways to do things, which is I let the earnings come out. And then generally speaking, we can get some nice, easier trades by reading the tape after earnings comes out and writing that new fresh order flow on that earnings catalyst. And then if it holds the bid, the terminology that we use, if it holds the bid, then maybe we can hang on a little bit longer than that. So a lot to unpack today. Keep listening to our to the daily videos, because we're going to really track how the market's unfolding and whether or not we've hit a top, a short-term top, and we'll be on top of that with you. So again, if you have any questions here, definitely leave a comment below the video about any of the stocks that we talked about today, trade setups or anything like that. And please subscribe to the channel. That would be awesome. All right. Have a great day, everyone. I'll speak to you soon.